Hey everyone, this is PrinceBrightstar, and this is a follow-up to the original boat mystery video I put out a while back for PSO2 New Genesis. After thinking about things for a while, there are several other mysteries from both the prior closed beta tests, as well as the recent Prologue 3 video. I've got several to bring up today, and I wanted to get everybody's thoughts about these. Let's take a look and see what you all think. One of the biggest unanswered questions from the beta were all the abandoned tents we found. Part of the reason I held off on producing this video was because I wanted to see what the message pods that were next to some of them read in English. Unfortunately, based on some of the communications I've had with other players, they're actually just tutorial messages. The tents and equipment that we can find here all seem to be in great shape, as if being out in the elements hadn't affected them at all. So why would the ARCs with the limited resources that they have just leave these laying around? It's possible that the message pods are intended to be replaced with actual NPCs once the game launches, but it sure is strange that there's no mention of them anywhere. One of the more mysterious things found in the beta was the fact that players didn't have access to all of the areas. While it was generally accepted this was to restrict player movement outside the testing area, there appears to also be an in-game explanation for this, that being these shields, which once again have the shape of a hexagon as part of them. What remains to be seen, however, is if the player simply needs permission to move past them, as if they're just keeping the ARCs out, or if they're actually intended to keep something inside them and not allow outsiders to interfere. As we progress through the release version story, we will likely find out the answer to this. As I've mentioned before, the hexagons located on the cloth found in the boat matches the design of the armor pieces found on the dolls, suggesting the dolls are man-made in some way. However, that's not the focus of today's discussion. Rather, I'd like to talk more about where this boat possibly came from. Previously, I had suggested someone from the desert area to the east of Aelio might have transported it. However, we now know from Prologue 3 that there is an ARC's encampment in West Aelio. It's possible that as part of the sequence to explore more of the island, the boat may be launched from the village, swung wide out to sea to avoid any of the area shields mentioned earlier, and landed on the coasts of South Aelio, where we found it in the closed beta test. Hopefully we'll learn more about this boat early in the plot. There is, of course, the elephant in the room, the apparent Sky Castle. Initially, I thought this might have been the place where the dolls might have been launched from, or someone might have been living up there. However, upon closer inspection of the features, I no longer believe this. Instead, we need to look back through the series' history for the answer. This thing is a subspace vehicle. How do we know this? All we have to do is look back at Phantasy Star Portable 2, and you can see exactly the same device, the one Emilia was in the process of building. This device allows you to travel through subspace, and it's basically how you get to the different universes that make up the Phantasy Star series. I will note, however, that we probably won't be using this during what I would call Episode 1 of New Genesis. We might see it in use after Episode 1 once we're out a couple of years or so. During the first closed beta test of PSO2 New Genesis, a player managed to glitch themselves under the ground of Central City. As they explored, they came across a room that looked like the bridge of a ship. No NPCs were loaded into there, however we can at least speculate as to how to access this place. More than likely the door next to the juice bar is actually an elevator, and you can simply take that down to reach the bridge. This is likely also the place where the urgent quest notifications are coming from. During the closed beta, the voice of Sierra could be heard when an urgent quest was popping. However, it's unknown if Sierra is actually going to be on this bridge, or if that voice clip will simply be replaced with a new character once we reach release. There's one last mystery I want to talk about, and it's Manon, the character revealed in the third prologue stream. It's stated that she is a Meteorn with memories of their past. This is in stark contrast to any other Meteorn. The reason for this could have been an interesting story hook had Sega not already revealed what's going on. Sega, you done goofed. Either this is intentional, or you need to fix something here before people get the wrong idea. Okay, so what am I referring to? Let's take a look at Manon's in-game model. As you can see here, she has green eyes. Now let's take a look at the starter package artwork. She has blue eyes here. One might think this was a mistake, and it could still be, and I'm just pointing out a consistency error here. But we've seen this before in the series, in particular with Harriet and Risa. Yes, Sega's pulling another two souls in one body here, and that's the reason they remember their past. It's literally that simple. I look forward to the reveal in-game, but I'm always going to be suspicious of anything they say until it happens now. So that's what I've got, at least leading into the English closed beta test. It's possible something else could be revealed, but at this point I think I've covered most of the mysteries that we have at this point. I am curious if there are any other mysteries that I haven't pointed out yet at this point. Leave a comment below if you know of any I haven't mentioned yet, or let me know which one is your favorite. I'm looking forward to the English closed beta test, and I'll be streaming on Twitch when that arrives. Thank you for joining me today. This is PrinceBrightstar signing off. I'll catch you next time.